name is Bob Biechner, and I'm the Director of Economic Development at the Newcastle County Chamber of Commerce Emerging Enterprise Center. Welcome to the first in a series of webinars that we're going to be providing to you regarding how to set up a virtual home office. This is the first in their series, and we're doing these series in conjunction with Brandywine Technology, and we will be providing you with some tools and resources available for you who are setting up this new virtual environment at home. These presentations will be a good resource for you and will be available to you through the Emerging Enterprise Center repository for virtual business tools. To introduce today's topic is my good friend and business partner, Greg Plum from Brandywine Technology.
Hey, Bob, thank you very much. So today, thanks everybody for joining us. We're going to have Connor Swam from Anchor Security Team to talk a little bit about phishing. He's going to tell you what phishing is and why right now, especially with coronavirus being as prevalent as it is, why it's something you absolutely need to pay attention to. And the reason we're involved with this, why Brandywine's involved, is because we are a technology staffing shop. So we love everything with technology. So when we were faced with this opportunity or presented with this opportunity, we jumped on it. So with that, Connor, I'm going to turn the floor over to you. Tell us everything you know about phishing and why we need to be paying attention to what's going on today.
Awesome. Thanks so much for the introduction, and thank you for having me here, Bob and Elise. Thank you. So before we get into this, let's get into what a phishing email is. Essentially, a phishing email is a social engineering attack used to steal people's credentials, whether that's login credentials or work credentials, or they're getting you to download some sort of virus through an email that they send you. Sometimes they're very easy to spot. Sometimes they're very hard to spot. And so we're going to get into that later so we can teach you how to look for the emails, what they look like, and what you need to be thinking of every time you're interacting with these emails. First, let's get into a little bit of statistics. Phishing is a huge problem today. Over 91% of successful data breaches of people who are successfully hacked start with a phishing email. That sounds like a huge percentage, but it is that big of an issue right now. It really is. And only 11% of these organizations that get hacked continually train their employees to recognize these attacks. So not only are they getting harder to detect, not only are they getting more prevalent, but these phishing emails are also, the employees are not being trained to see them, to notice them, and to not fall for them. And last year, just to give you a little bit more information, phishing accounted for over $12 billion in losses to American companies in 2019. That was released by the FBI. It's an enormous number. And a lot of that is large businesses, but small and medium-sized businesses are also affected very largely by phishing emails as well. Phishing is, so I'm talking about phishing emails, but phishing is a more broad definition of a hack. It could be a social engineering scam. So someone walks in and pretends they're someone else that you expected. It can be, some of you have received voicemails that the IRS is calling you, and you have the IRS is never going to call you. Let me say that first. But sometimes they, quote unquote, they do call you, right? SMS phishing. Sometimes you'll get an email that there's an issue with your credit card. You have to call a number. Your bank's probably not going to end up sending that to you. They'll choose a secure line of communication, and you'll confirm something with them. And then the last one that I focus on is email phishing, which is the most prevalent. So what comprises a phishing email? First, they come in all shapes and sizes. I can look at a phishing email, but right off the bat, I'm not going to know if it's phishing based upon any one thing. It could be a wide range of content. Tax scams, sometimes it's a free product. I got phished with a free bagel offering that someone on my team made. We'll get into that maybe some other time. It could be a common business, Amazon, UPS, USPS, all of these are common phishing scams. A shipping status, everyone's getting packages delivered by Amazon. Who's not going to click a shipping status email? And they can be believable, or they can be easily detectable. And sometimes they're sent from weird email addresses, but if it's a spear phishing email, it'll be sent from your boss's email. It'll be Greg Plum, but the L will be an I. And so it looks very believable, or it'll be a wide range or it'll be a very detectable email like abc123@randomemail.com. Sometimes
we get things, we get them relatively often, and it'll be from the president of my company, and it'll say, "I need you to do something real quick for me. Can you take care of this?" And then it's a little link to click on. And knowing him as I do, I know he would never do that. So you just have to think, is it reasonable? And if it doesn't appear reasonable, it probably isn't.
Yep. And on the right here, the urgency, why click now? There are three main reasons that these hackers try to get you to click. One is they need you to respond now. Your package is late. It's going to get lost. Or this deal is only good for an hour. Maybe it's your boss, as Greg just said. If you don't do this, you're fired. Or you know what? We're going to lose the account if you don't do this for me right now. It's just enough of an urgency to get you to not look at the email in depth and not really have a chance to understand what it's trying to say. Or this deal's too good to give up. You can't miss this. Give people a little bit of FOMO and they'll do whatever you want sometimes.
So kind of, there's probably a checklist, I would imagine, some things to walk through as far as if you get something.
Absolutely. So let's go right here to 5 questions to ask yourself. If you ask yourself these 5 questions, every email you look at, the likelihood that you get phished will significantly decrease. The first is, am I expecting this email? So as Greg just mentioned, are you expecting your boss to send you an email today about something? That's the first check. The second, is this email too good to be true? Ain't nothing in this world for free. Keep that in mind. Third, does the email domain match the sender? And I'll point out exactly what that means in a second. It's easy. I'll show you. Fourth, when I hover on a link, is it going to where the link tells me? So if I expect to go to Amazon.com, am I going to Amazon.com?
Well, how would you know that? How would you know? Just look at the little pop-up in the bottom of the screen?
Yep, I'll show you in a second.
Okay, perfect.
Yep, that's right. And then the fifth, can I confirm the authenticity of this email? And what I mean by that, Greg said, well, I'm gonna go talk to my boss. Let me see if he actually sent this email. That is great. If you ever have a weird feeling in your stomach or you're thinking, you know what, this is weird, go talk with that person if you can. If not, send an email back or let's say contact Amazon through your account when you log in and say, hey, I just got this email. Is it authentic? Confirm it if you really think you should. So let's with that, let's go look at a phishing email that I prepared for you. So coronavirus scams are very, very prevalent right now. And so let's say I receive this coronavirus scam right here. It says coronavirus advisory warning, the outbreak of coronavirus is a rapidly developing situation. A lot of people are going to click on this. Oh, sent by the United States government. Even better. A lot of people are going to click on this. So let's say we're looking at it right down here. And I want to go through the 5 questions. The first, am I expecting an email like this? Maybe, maybe not. A lot of these emails are getting sent out right now, some by reputable sources. You're seeing a lot of this. The second is this email too good to be true? It's not an offering, okay? So it's believable. The third, let's hover over this link right here and see where it's going. So it says it's going to EFF.org. What is EFF.org? I don't think anybody knows. If this is CDC.gov or FBI.gov or something like that, then it's a believable link. But if you can see down here at the bottom of my screen, this is going to Mandrill app, track, click, a whole bunch of random characters. That doesn't look believable. That is a big red sign that this is a phishing email. You shouldn't click it. You really shouldn't. But let's click on this email. Let's go through what is a learning moment.
I was going to say, let's do it anyway.
Let's do it anyway.
Yeah,
so,
right.
This was an email. Luckily, I didn't get phished. I actually sent this email to myself. Anchor security team is testing me. I have now received a learning moment. So there are 5 or 6 hidden things in this email that I should have noticed. The first is I need to look at the sender name and check to make sure it matches the sender email. So United States government, but test@coronacouncil.org sent this email. Okay, a little bit of a red flag. If the United States government was really sending me this email, it should have come from a United States government address. Next, you can click this arrow. So in an email inbox, I'll show you. You can click this little arrow right here, and it'll show you a whole bunch of information about the email. You want to make sure that this reply to, that this from, and that the person who signs the certificate are the same thing. If any of those are different, big red sign that you've clicked the phishing email or you've received one. Let's go back here, click on the information to show more. And then just exactly what I went over. If the reply to doesn't match the sender, it's a good indication that this email may be phishing. This should also match the sender as well. So the person who sends the email is the same as the person who verifies its authenticity. Watch out for evil links. So when I hover over this link right here, it's not going to EFF.org. That's the big red flag. The next, watch out for evil links. They can take you to malicious website. There's another one down here. So you'll receive some complex phishing emails where one link is bad and all the others are good. And so you might check the first link, you might check the last link. Always hover over a link, look down on the bottom left-hand side of your screen, verify it's the actual link before you click on it. And then we're done.
So the point of this email that you all send out, the phishing email, is really to educate the end user. They clicked on it.
Yep.
Fortunately, this was a planted phishing email, and then using this as a learning opportunity to say, hey, here's the things to look out for going forward.
Exactly. So a lot of these emails, just like this one, are getting clicked on by real people that are sent from actually malicious individuals, and we're trying to stop that as best as we can.
Perfect. So given the fact that we're all working in this altered state of reality, my understanding is I think you all have a special offer for the audience, correct?
I do. So we just showed you guys an example of a phishing email and a learning moment, and we are offering to anyone that wants to register free COVID-19 related phishing training. So the email that I just got is one of the emails we'll be sending to you, and the learning is the exact same learning you'll get that you just saw on the screen with the learning moment that I showed you. All you got to do is visit that link right there, anchorsecurityteam.com/free phishing, and you'll be able to sign up right there, and you'll be automatically enrolled, and you'll be receiving phishing emails. I'm not going to tell you when, because then you'll know that you'll be receiving them. It ruins the point, but you'll be getting them. Don't worry.
Excellent. That's great. Connor, this is really helpful. Thanks for taking the time. I think this now more than ever, your service is certainly needed. And thank you for the free offer. I think it's great for the audience. And if anybody wants to get more information besides this offer, I'm assuming they go to anchorsecurityteam.com to learn more about you, your company, and the services that you put together for different types of companies.
Oh, absolutely. And then please also look at our Facebook and our LinkedIn, just Anchor Security Team. We post content there every day on how you can not fall for these scams and what to keep looking out for.
Very good. Connor, thanks so much. Bob, thanks for this. We appreciate the opportunity to work with the Chamber, the EEC, and Brandywine for pulling all this together. Connor, thanks for your time.